sometimes when you're triggered, you're not even aware of what you're doing. And I know that sounds kind of like a cop-out, but you literally can't calm yourself down and you're in another place. Like, I've been in places before where, I remember one time we went to Florida and we got off the plane, we're walking into the parking garage to get our rental car, and I was just immediately, I was in Iraq. I literally saw Black Hawk helicopters going across, and I fell onto my knees. You know, it was like so crazy. I literally, like, even, it was just, it looked a little too similar to places I had been there, and it just snapped me into it. And I, like, literally thought I was in another place for, you know, whatever, like, however long it was. I'm focusing on finding that space inside of me. Well, that space inside of me was horrifying. I didn't want to relive it right at that moment. And you're like shaking and all these things. So most of the time I'd get like 15, 20 minutes into a class and I would walk out, and I'd be, and this was like one-on-one in her house and stuff like that. So I was just completely incapable of like finishing a class. I mean, I think it took me like 4 months, 5 months even, just to finish a class, you know.
A gentle touch is all you need.
So yoga started as just mostly a physical thing. Adrienne was my teacher, my partner, and it wasn't that she didn't share the other stuff. It was just that I didn't notice it or take any value in it. I didn't understand it. So coming from a place of only physical, I would not be able to make it through the classes. I had trouble breathing. I'd get overwhelmed. My breathing patterns would become shallow, and things start coming up. Being put into physical positions like a warrior two or something, where I'm not really used to that physical position. It's kind of uncomfortable. And then she's asking you to draw your awareness inwards, and and in our meditations, even when we're seated. And I think the biggest part of that was having somebody, even before she had her trauma-informed yoga, like, she inherently knew she's just going to have to, she separated a lot of the things I said and did from me, spiritually or as a person. So she recognized that, and she was very patient. At the same time, she didn't let me get away with any shit. It was still very much a recognize what you're doing. I'm a person and you're affecting me. Like, I've traumatized her just from, like, having outbursts and like ripping doors off the hinges and things like that. So, the really ugly part about working with somebody or being the partner of somebody who is, severely traumatized, especially in a violent manner, is that you're going to affect your partner. So understand that even if you're not a partner, even if you're just a teacher that works with people that are, traumatized populations, especially veterans, is you're going to be changed by them. You're going to be affected. So if you're not ready for that, then, it might not be right for you at this time to get involved with that. So it's a very special relationship. So, and it can cross over into abuse too, and that's not right. So you've got to be very, very confident. Like, Adrienne, it knows her shit. She knows her yoga. She knows who she is in this life. And because of that, she was not able to, she didn't succumb to anything. There's no, abuse is two ways. So you've got the abuser and the abusee. There's a relationship there. And because I was aware enough to catch myself and try and recognize that I'm doing something I don't want to be doing, it never crossed that threshold. So we're able to work those things out. And that's a point of contention for every veteran, every single person that goes through this. I know a lot of veterans that have killed themselves simply because they've really messed up their family psychologically. Most of the time it's verbal, and but for some people it's also physical abuse, and people don't want to do that to their family. Sometimes when you're triggered, you're not even aware of what you're doing. And I know that sounds kind of like a cop-out, but you literally can't calm yourself down, and you're in another place.